Hi, and welcome to this very quick whistle-stop tour of the Seluxor ESG State of Health solution. The currency of robust data underpinning annual reporting, in our view, particularly in the risk context, is tracking what matters most to the achievement of objectives across the enterprise. So that is the basic currency that we are tracking here. All objectives, primary and supporting objectives, are all underpinned by what matters most to the people that are achieving objectives across the organization. Please bear that in mind. That's the core currency here, the anchor currency, as it were. First thing we want to understand is what is the likelihood of achieving our objectives? And we have them bucketed into red, amber, and green, as you might expect. And here we can see the number of main objectives that fall into the amber category, the number falling into the red category and green category. Clearly, you would want to reduce the number of greens, or rather ambers, and increase the number of greens and so forth. It's important then, we believe, to form a view as to what level of confidence do we have in the assessments we've just made as to the likelihood of achieving our objectives. Here, we've identified 28 what matters most to the achievement of objectives. It could be 2,800 or tens of thousands of what matters most, and you will have those numbers in large organizations. So what we want to understand is what levels of confidence pertain to what matters most, from massive, in this instance here, through to significant, and so forth. Materiality. We clearly align with the SASB and the SASB materiality map, and in this instance here, we see that we are tagging 5 of the SASB dimensions, and in this particular regard, we can see that we have 7 particular supporting objectives that underpin primary objectives that relate to business model and innovation as one of the SASB dimensions. Integrated reporting and the 6 capitals. In this instance here, 5 of the capitals have been tagged so far in this process. And when I move my cursor to the outer ring of the donut, I see that 7 what matters most rather, are tagged to environment, 4 to societal, and so forth. In terms then of objective complexity, not enough people, we believe, consider things at the level of what are the assumptions underpinning the achievement of objectives? What are the requirements for those assumptions? What are the risk factors affecting those requirements? And we have an algorithm working on the back end, which is counting the products and the sums and the averages of scores that are being assigned across an organization. The higher the number, that is a proxy, an indicator of the level of complexity in achieving an objective, the more things that must go right if it's going to be achieved. SWOT is the tool that is used in most organizations today, and here again we're tracking what matters most, the bottom-up tracking of the SWOT analysis of what matters most across the organization. In this sample here, 10 pertaining to opportunity, 12 pertaining to strengths, and so forth. The country views. If we're operating across 12 countries, that is fine. If we're operating across 20, why are only 12 involved in the ESG assessment? So here we're looking at those 12 and very quickly drilling down, for example, we can clearly see the number of main objectives that are being tracked, the number of supporting objectives that tie into these main objectives, the number of what matters most, and of course they're bucketed. And I can drill into any country as I wish. Moving on quickly. And finally, to respondent roles. If there are 50 or 100 role types within your organization, and if ESG is touching, as it should and must, all of the E required factors, all of the S and all of the G factors, why would you have only 9 out of 50 or 100 role types? And here what I'm looking for in particular are the levels of confidence that are attaching on average to various role types across the organization. That concludes this very quick tour of Seluxor's ESG State of Health solution. Thank you.